Christina, thank you so much for having a chat with us.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for coming back. 3 years.
Yeah.
You left it so long.
I know. I'm sorry. Thank you for waiting for me.
We waited. But is that for you trying to tease us? Or is it a real like, okay, you were too busy?
I definitely did not do that on purpose. I did spend 1.5 years making this new album, so that was what I was doing during that time. And then I've non-stop been touring it exactly a year today.
And you, of course, work with Jake Gosling, which is so cool, and he's building such a name for himself. So tell us about that experience, and was that the reason why you recorded a lot of it in the UK?
You know, it's really funny, when I was going through this process, I remember meeting producers for Tea, and I said to my label, like, how am I going to know if we could make a great album together just by having Tea? Like, really, like, I'm not going to know until I go in and do a song. And but I had tea with a lot of guys anyway, and Jake was one of them. But we sit down and we're having tea, he's telling me about his kids and his dog, and I was just like, okay. And so I scheduled to do one song with him, and I showed up to his studio in Bagshot, which is like an hour outside of London, and I walk in and we do one song, and I called up my record label and said, hey, I'm staying, and I stayed for the whole summer.
Amazing.
And we did 9 songs.
So you got a holiday at the same time.
Yeah.
Knives in my heart, you build me up and then I fall apart, 'cause I'm only human.
I guess even just going back to the first thing of how it happened, people say, you know, it was a Cinderella story, those few moments. Were you literally like working as a waitress and then like 4 days later, everything changed?
Not really 4 days later, it was kind of just like 4 hours later.
Really?
Yeah, well, because at 8 p.m. on June 30th, 2010...
That is amazing that you can quote the time to the second pretty much.
I can. So at that exact moment, my song existed on iTunes. Like, it didn't before, and I was a waitress forever, for like 9 years.
Yeah.
And so it went from 46 to 36 to 26 to 16 to 6. And then it kind of stayed there for the whole week. But by that point, I flew to New York City the next morning. So really my whole life changed in that moment.
I've had enough, I'm standing up. I need a change.
I think I was protected by how terrified I was. Like, I don't think I realized what was going on for like 6 months. And then I remember stopping at one point and like realizing it and being like, wait a
But you said you thrive on that fear, don't you, at the same time?
Well, now I do, because
Okay.
I've learned that I how to process it.
Yeah.
And I've also learned that I need it. I need it to get really really
How many new tattoos did you get in that period of time?
Oh my God, so many. I went from like 30 to 70
Really?
in 4 years, yeah.
I'd say so. So are a lot of them to do with everything that you've experienced in that time?
Pretty much. It's just, I mean, all my tattoos are basically my favorite things or my favorite moments in life.
So I'm only standing at 1 right now.
Oh my God,
so I
you
need
have to get
I
at
know.
least 2. You can't stay
See,
at
the second one is like a psychological thing. I'm like, oh my God,
It's not,
can I
just do it.
get it over? What would I get?
Do it. I don't know. You can't have 1. I refuse.
I've had enough of chasing love.
Thank you so much for having a chat with us. And if it takes that amount of time for the next record, so be it, because the last one was so good. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
To the